military power, diplomatic power, and administrative power. This is how you do technology. If you would open your country view by clicking on your flag, please,
and hit
and go to technology.
Gotcha.
All right, so this is technology. Here's the problem. If you fall behind in technology, it's kind of fucking hard to pick back up.
And then you'd be weak to others to kill them.
And then you are weak to others, yes. Now here's the other thing. Administrative power, diplomatic power, and military power are the most important resources in the game. Do not waste them if you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
If you absolutely have to use them, then use them. Otherwise, you focus on one thing, tech.
I guess so.
If you have to, you can use it on development. So I'll tell you about development just to get that out of the way. If you go out and click on any province in your territory, just left click on province. I just happened to pick my capital, but province view, there's a whole fucking lot of stuff in there. Honestly, not much of it's important other than culture group, religion, and that's pretty much it. Otherwise, cores and claims, but you shouldn't have to worry about that. What's kind of important is up top. You see where it says those 3 numbers?
I mean, but wait.
It's not 3 numbers immediately next to each other. It's like base tax is, base production is, and base manpower is. You see that?
Well, I am playing the wrong menu. Diplomacy.
As long as you're looking at your territory, then you should be fine.
We'll see. I'll find out later. Anyway, ideas.
Let's see. So, development is kind of important just because that determines how powerful a single territory is. Development determines how hard it is, or how much war score it takes to take from another country, and how important just the territory is. So that's kind of important. You can use ruler points, which is what those 3 combined are called, I believe. Ruler points, something like that. Something like that.
I clicked on the enemies one, and I got some other stuff.
Okay, so that I just wanted to quickly breeze over that. Now, if you go back to technology.
Technology, right.
Okay, so you see how it says administrative technology? It has a 3 next to it. It has diplomatic and 3, military 3.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. You want those to be as high as possible. But there's one big caveat. They cannot become unbalanced. Unbalanced means that your highest tech and your lowest tech cannot be more than 2 different. So if for some reason you got to 5 military tech, but still only have 3 diplomatic tech, you cannot, I repeat, cannot, you can, but do not do another military tech.
Oh.
Save it.
So you cannot go above 2 more.
You shouldn't. You can if you really need to, but you shouldn't ever.
Because you research one of each every single time, basically.
Yes, you should be trying to research them at the same pace. How you tell how much tech points you're getting, ruler points you're getting, if you go to the court section. It's going to be the first tab under your country view.
Got it.
All right, so court. This shows who your ruler is and their abilities.
My ruler is 12 years old. Oi!
Not surprising. Basically, you see how it says the numbers next to each respective power?
Yes, I do.
So, like, for mine, it says, like, admin skills 1, diplo skills 1, military skills 2.
Mine's administration skills 6, diplomatic skills 4, and military skills 6.
Awesome. So, that, your ruler's skill determines how much more, or how many points of admin power or whatever you get per month. And the way you see that is on the bottom. You see where it says no advisor? Go to the right of that, and it says admin power. It's like a big number, like a 3 or a 6 or something.
For my no advisor to diplomatic skills, I have an administrative power of
Holy Jesus. Okay. So your job, more or less, is to keep that balanced as balanced as possible.
Yep. My military
Unless
power is 11.
Jesus Christ. What is your Diplo?
But my Diplo
The middle
is
one.
6.
Okay, so you have read them down from top to bottom.
Administrative
8,
power
6,
so
11.
monthly increase 8, do the following base of 3.
You don't need to worry about this. You don't need to worry about the little bits. I'll tell you more about the little bits for now. Just tell me about like the big number that's showing.
That'll be 11. And that'll be 11 for military power.
So 8, 6, and 11.
8, 6, and 11. Yes.
Okay. Look slightly to the left of any of those. You see that fist with the respective symbol? That is your national focus. That's basically going to be the main way
of research, I'm guessing?
Of changing what you're focusing on, literally. So basically, it adds, I believe, 2 skill to whatever one you choose.
Adding 2 power each month.
It adds 2 each month to whichever one you choose, but takes away 1 from each other.
So basically,
skill.
You're going back and forth.
You're adding basically 3 to 1 type and taking away. Or, yeah, you're basically going 3 more than what it was, if that makes sense. The other way, I say tentatively, how to increase that monthly amount is pretty much simply by... Hold on, I need to fucking disinherit this little bastard. He's a terrible person. Is basically through advisors, where it says no advisors. So if you'd go to that weird little golden square that's like brown and click on it, those are your advisors. Now here's the big thing here. These guys are fucking expensive on your monthly income.
One of them is 16.
Yeah. No, they get fucking expensive. What I kind of have just figured out the best way to do is, you see where it says +2, +2, or +1, or +3 somewhere?
+2 administration skills, +1 in animation skills.
So that is telling you how many more points they give you per month in your employ. But that determines how expensive the fuckers are, and let me tell you, they get fucking expensive. So I almost always say, only pick, unless you have a lot of surplus money, 1. And you don't have to unless you have the money to do so. So we're not going to touch that yet. Instead, we're going to actually see how much money are you making. Go to the economy tab.
The taxation is 11.
Don't worry about the specifics there. You don't need to worry about the specifics unless you really...
22.09.
Mm-hmm. So what is your balance?
My current balance is 65.08.
65.08?
Yep, for treasure gifts.
What the fuck are you on? I have +6.
What I'm seeing here, balance right here, 0.4, +0.4 each.
Okay, there we go. I was about to fucking say, what the fuck are you cheating?
Balance is +4.29.
Okay, so you have 4 ducats a month that you're gaining.
Sure.
About, basically. That, you can go back to the court now, and you can see 1 ducat monthly, or however much. You can decide to pick one of your advisors, if you'd like to. Now, here's the thing. You're making so little, I honestly wouldn't touch it yet. I particularly see a very nice advisor that I kind of want. So I'm going to take 1. But that was probably a fucking mistake. Actually, no, you're a terrible advisor. Never mind. So yeah, advisors are basically special people that join you, give you special effects. I would say look more at the effect that they give you than the actual amount of skill they give you, because you should really not be worrying about a lot of skill. Well, you should be worrying about what they give you. Hear me?
Mine stuff. I have my first one is production efficiency by 10%.
Okay.
The second one is national unrest by -2. The missionary strength is 2.
Okay.
Ellie, wait! I can't scratch my door now.
Oh, gosh.
Hold on, let me just get her out randomly. The dog was by my door and he tripped running at the cat.
Nice.
Anything else
All
before
right.
we take a little
Yeah,
breather?
so just to finish off, those effects are really what you need to be paying attention to. Production basically means how much one province is making for trade. You're producing items to trade. Production increases trade. Missionary strength determines how quickly they convert a province, or if they even can convert a province. Generally, you'll get a feeling for what you need as you play the game. It's not something I can really tell you. I will give you a hint, though, that -2 on rest is kind of useful as the ottomans.
So I should hire him now.
It's if he is only +1.
He is +1 on administration skills.
Awesome. That's totally fine then. Feel free. By the way, each type of advisor has a different effect, meaning if you go to Diplo advisors, they have their own special effects. And if you go to military, they have your own special effects.
Yeah.
You should really be trying to keep... Basically, you can use advisors a little strategically in that you can use them to kind of decrease the distance between the two skills. So, like, you should probably have an advisor in Diplo, since Diplo is your least.
Well, but they're all administration, sadly.
No, so go back and click on the portrait next to your Diplo, because you were looking at your administrative advisors. So now you go to your diplomatic advisors.
Right.
Oh, by the way, if you see one you like, tell me. Feel free, and you can click one. I do not recommend you get a military advisor at this time.
But one of them's too high, anyways. We have improved relations by 20, and more of the natives by 10. Now I'm guessing good there, right?
I'm sorry, what was the second one?
One, we has moral of navies by 10%.
Boy, that's navies.
Navy.
You know what a navy is?
Yes. Navies. Naval. Yes. Naval.
Yes, naval. Morale of navies just means how well they are at fighting. You as the Ottomans don't really need to worry about navy as much as military. What was the first one again?
The first one was too much for me. It's the cruise and lack reputation by 1.
Oh, don't worry about that. You said this was your Diplo, right?
It's my
oh yeah, diplomats. So Diplotech affects your navy, by the way. So if you want to pick either of those, it's up to you. I'm not going to make your decision on this one because they're both bad, honestly, in my opinion.
I'm not going to bother.
Okay.
Military
that's fine.
ones, we got.
I wouldn't do military, purely because you have such high military tech anyway.
At least take a look, though. We have this discipline by 5%. Land maintenance.
That's a very good one.
Land maintenance, a modifier reduced by 10%. And
that's pretty good.
Armory by 10%.
That's a really nice one too.
However, they're too expensive for me.
Yep, I wouldn't touch any of them, honestly, anyway. Can you please go back to your tech really quick now?
My tech.
Can you please click on National Focus Diplomacy, the middle one?
Diplomacy, technology.
Yes. Oh, fucker, I messed up. Okay, that's fine. You can change your focus once every 20 years, by the way. So, don't fuck around with focuses too much. It's more so if you have like a really fucking bad one for a long time.
I didn't have a focus. I didn't click on the focus.
That's fine. Click on the middle one then, since that one is your lowest, correct?
It's currently set to another power, reducing power abuse by 1% each month. Right, clicking it, the back goes on diplomatic power. So I should get rid of into that one then?
You should definitely have a national focus of diplomatic power.
All right, it's on now. Now I have 9, 9, and 8.
Very awesome. That's sick. That is almost a perfectly balanced peoples. That's nice. Mine is actually worse. Mine is 5, 4, 5. But I fucked up because as Castiel, you should have a focus of diplomacy really hard at the beginning. And I kind of fucked up and just made it non-focused.
Nice.
Regardless, so one of the things you kind of got to look at too is your legal heir. But that's not important for you because you're the Ottomans. You get to choose your heir at an event. That's awesome. That is powerful as fuck early game. And really, we're not going to get into that until you get the event. Feel free to just kind of tell me what events there are that pop up as they pop up. All right. You don't need to worry about the government tab at this point. Your diplomacy tab doesn't really matter too much. Your economy tab is kind of important. If you're running out of balance and you're in the negative or in the red, the easiest way, by far, and most usable way to get money back quick is dropping your army maintenance. Do you see how there's that slider with the little ball? Just slide that all the way down. That pulls out your army maintenance down, so you are only paying half of your salaries to your people. Mind you, their morale is fucked. If they get into a battle, they're done.
So should I bring that down to 50 then?
I would not yet. Your goal basically with your money is to keep it green.
3.26.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. That's fine. Keep it in the green as much as possible.
All right.
And your real goal is that your army maintenance should be full.
Okay.
And you should still have a green balance. If not, then that's kind of something you need to start working on. And I'll tell you how to do that later.
Okay.
All right, on to trade. This isn't really useful to you. The only button that matters in any capacity is promote mercantilism, but you shouldn't touch that unless you're unbalanced so that your diplomacy is your highest tech. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, next, technology. As I said, very important page. Now, you see that little book there?
Yes.
Click on it.
Hello.
Institutions. This is how the world is changing. This is where the world is shaping itself technologically and idealistically. You should have, you can click on each and every one of these. In order, they are feudalism, the Renaissance, colonialism, printing press, global trade, manufactories, enlightenment, and industrialization. Now note, this is chronologically in order. Right now, a lot of the world, not all, but a lot of the world has feudalism. This is the default for almost all of Europe and a lot of Asia and whatnot. That's basically how you start. Each institution you can look at individually if you wish. All you have to worry about is you want to have an institution, and once the first institution that spawns, the Renaissance, I will tell you how to worry about it. But institutions are a very important thing for you. You better keep on top.
Spread is plus 15.
Oh, nice. I only have plus 10. Not bad.
Investment cost is negative 10.1.
Oh, nice. You're just better than me, huh? So basically, the way institutions work is they spawn somewhere on the map based on a couple criteria. It'll tell you where. You have to make sure that it's spread into your territory. And the main way of doing that, if you would leave that screen, click on any territory in your country.
Bang, bigger, yes.
Okay, what did you choose? Can you spell it?
Eiga.
E-I-G-A. I don't have that.
Well, that's my core territory's name.
Oh, Kogale? K-O? Or K-O-C?
When I picked on, it was Biga from my empire. Let's talk about anime.
Biga, gotcha. Okay, so Biga. You see how it says Biga and Hudevingarder. I don't fucking know. Click on Hudevingarder. All right, so now this is a state. If you noticed, there's 3 territories that are lit up. Those are part of a state, the Hudevingar state.
Okay.
This tells you a good little bit of information, particularly what country or what territory is what culture, religion, which is nice. But more importantly, edicts. Edicts are different than they are in Stellaris because edicts in Stellaris affect your whole government. Edicts in this affect specific states. So if you please click View Edicts.
We open that.
All right. First and foremost, right there, advancement effort. Institution spread plus 33%. You should pretty much always have it at no edict unless there's a new institution that you have yet to embrace. Other than you should have advancement effort. Advancement effort is basically the one that it doubles the costs of that state, but it also does that benefit of institution spread plus.
So basically, when a institution's in my area, I click on advancement
Yes.
effort.
You could click. Here's the tedious part. You do that for every state
That has an institution.
that does not have the institution. So if you have a state that you see has embraced the institution, then it should be at no edict. The only other one that I argue is useful is enforce religious unity. Then again, I haven't played with these too much. Just because local missionary strength is kind of difficult to change outside of that one ability right there. So in the name of economy, you should have no edicts because edicts double the upkeep cost of a state. But when you have an institution, you should have institution spread. It's going to cost money, but that's the whole thing. Institutions cost money and give you great benefits against other peoples that do not have the institution.
Oh.
It's a very important thing that you have to keep up on as much as possible.
Sure.
Ideas, the next tab.
Ideas, oh yes, it's all metaphor.
So, Ottoman ideas. You can just hover over each of those little pictures. Those are unique to you. Those are basically little effects. The more ideas you unlock, those things will eventually happen to you and just be better for you. So you see where it says unlocked at National Ideas 5? And
Just
it's blue.
clicked it. Just clicked it.
So that is how you check your ideas. Ideas are a lot like traditions. Basically, my friend gives me this tip all the time. I don't entirely believe it to be necessarily true. Innovative ideas is one you should always get first.
So click on that.
You cannot click on it because if you go back to the last page you were on, it just says there, unlocked at National Ideas 5. Now, what that means, you see the number 5? 5 means what level of tech you need in administration.
Oh.
So you need to be admin tech 5, and that will unlock your first idea.
Which
You should check.
Which I do.
You cannot do that yet. That is just something that you're going to need to know.
Yeah, level 3 needs to apply to increase. Oh.
Yeah, so once you increase your level by 2, awesome. You can get that, and you should choose the innovative ideas. I can kind of guide you with your ideas. The ideas is kind of a thing that you need to know your own country for and what they're good at and what they're going to be needing to do. Example, innovative ideas, generally speaking, is almost always the first one you choose, unless you're a colonizer. Then you should choose expansion ideas. But since you're the Ottoman Empire, you should be choosing like quantity ideas, quality ideas, maritime ideas. It doesn't matter because they're all super subjective, and you kind of just have to learn on your own time what are good. Some of them are fucking trash tier, and you should never touch. Others are amazing, and you should always get. Frankly, the only one that I would argue you should never touch, and this is very liberal of me to say, you should almost never get defense ideas. And you should, Jesus Christ, no, my burrito.